Tēnā koutou katoa, good evening. Welcome to the breakdown, albeit just over an hour later than usual. Super Rugby round has just wrapped up in Melbourne. Super Rugby Aupiki has kicked off and the boys have ditched me. So I have brought in a brand new panel that I have been able to hand select. So go figure, they're all Chiefs. Aaron Cruden, welcome on to the breakdown. Stephen Bates and Chelsea Semple, great to have you two back as well. Now, who is going to play what tonight? We need a Jeff Wilson, the agitator, or the stirrer. We need a Sir John Kerwin, who always throws out these curveballs. And we need the chilled out person who just talks sense in Mills Muliaina. Who wants to be what?
I'll play Switzerland if that's all right.
Yeah, I think we'll just maybe be ourselves and they can come back next week.
We might not have them back. We might not have them back depending on how you three go. But let's go back to Melbourne because it has literally just wrapped up. Jordie Barrett in his 100th Super Rugby match for the Hurricanes. He gets sent off. It's not the greatest finish to that match for him, but it was a heroic moment for one of their replacement props, Pasilio Tosi, who scored the match winner for the Hurricanes, Batesy.
Yeah, they showed a bit of resilience, didn't they? Down a sort of 14 men for the 20 minutes, and then obviously they almost gave up a try, but to be able to come back, hold on, and just show a bit of patience in the end to either draw a penalty or get the try that we've just seen. So well done. And moments like that at the end of the year can become quite pivotal in your season.
Yeah, I agree. To play with 14 men, you lose Jordie Barrett on his 100th game, but to come through with the win after the Reds have been putting pressure on down in the opposite try zone, that they fumbled a try over the line for the Canes to come back. They'll remember that for the season. It'll make them tighter.
And, sorry, Charles, that is a massive moment for Jordie Barrett. He'll be so disappointed in himself for that.
Absolutely, you can see it in his expression. I think Jordie, he's a world-class player. He sort of knows he just got it wrong in that instance. And, you could even see him sitting on the sideline. He was nervous. He just didn't know what to do with himself. And in saying that, I think his Hurricanes teammates knew they had a job to do for him as well because of how critical he is to that franchise. And they were able to get the job done
Tough
late in the match.
period in the match when it's in the final 20 minutes and you're going down to that. What happens now, though? There is a New Zealand derby match next week. He was put on report. It was upgraded from a yellow to a red. What happens now?
Well, I reckon he might get maybe 3 weeks, maybe. I'm not sure. I hope I'm wrong because, as we all know, we always want to see the best players playing. But I don't know. That could be 3, that could be 4 weeks. I hope it's not. But, yeah, that's what my gut tells me.
Yeah, it's tough for Jordie, isn't it? In his 100th game, it's going to be one to remember, one to be proud of, and his family will be proud as well, but one to forget as well. And there's no denying that tackle was dangerous and not good enough and needed to be lost, so he'll have a few weeks out.
If we take another look at that, that tackle was made on Jordan Petaia, but he didn't come off for, I think we calculated about 3 or 4 minutes before he was actually pulled off for an HIA. What do you think about that process, given everything that's happened in the first 2 weeks?
Oh, I think that just adds to a bit of the confusion, doesn't it, really, for the spectators at home, for everyone watching. Yes, obviously Jordie Barrett got it wrong, but the player that he tackled, you can clearly see seems to be knocked out or slightly unconscious before he hits the ground, but remains on the field for another couple of minutes. And yeah, you should think in that instance he should probably be removed from the field after the incident happened and then checked, and from there you move on.
But no, that's no fault of the player.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
And there's people all around the field who it's their responsibility to look after the welfare of the player. Because all the players thinking is, I'm playing a game with my teammates, I don't want to let them down, I want to win. Yeah. So that's why we have all that support staff there, on the with individual teams and at the ground.
So whose responsibility is that then, knowing how many people are around the sidelines watching?
Well, I think you're getting a replay on that on the big screen. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people see it. Essentially, there's the team physio and the game day doctor that should be taking care of it, but the referee as well needs to probably cite that. And I don't know if these guys are wearing those mouth guards, right? Surely a hit like that, something's going to start pinging.
Yes, you'd think so. You'd think
I'm Switzerland, so I'm going to leave it alone.
You're Switzerland tonight. Let's talk about Jordie Barrett, though, because it is quite remarkable, isn't it? 3 Barrett brothers that are all now Super Rugby centurions. That is a very, very special moment for their family.
Oh, it's huge. And I think the imprint that the Barretts have left on New Zealand rugby is massive, isn't it? And as you said, to have 3 brothers do it, is just phenomenal, and it was Geordie's moment tonight. And yeah, he'll have mixed emotions around it all, but in saying that, you can't take away from the achievement of hitting 100 games for one franchise. It is very special.
Very special moment. We're waiting on Geordie Barrett's presentation, so we'll bring that to you as it comes in live from Melbourne. We will not miss that moment. But what about those Chiefs? We said last week, well, I did anyway, Chiefs are title favourites. They have been title favourites coming into the season, and at the moment, Stephen, it seems like they are far and above everyone else in the competition. The way that they handled what you'd assume is the best team in Australia over the weekend.
Yeah, I reckon if you look at their squad, they've got fantastic depth. You know, I reckon if they lose a hooker, they've got depth hooker. They lose forward all through their squad. I reckon there's one man they don't want to lose.
Damien McKenzie.
Yeah, I reckon that's the one man they don't want to lose. And what I will say is they were fantastic today. They were fantastic for the first half in Hamilton. But when it got a little bit more dewy in Hamilton in the second half, who came into the game? D-Mac went off and the Crusaders rolled on. And they haven't had a great start, but they rolled on. Remember, the final's not going to be played at 2:30 at FMG Stadium. It's going to be played in a dewy conditions, but their squad is phenomenal.
What did you see from them?
Oh, they were just all aligned, I think, to be honest. They were just playing at a different pace. The Brumbies just could not handle them. And I think, yeah, you look at the last 2 weeks for the Chiefs, a lot of it, as Batesy's just said, Damien is the orchestrator of a lot of it. He controls, I guess, the tempo. He controls what they do. But I also agree with Batesy. It's only 2 weeks in and the final's not going to be played in these conditions, but the early signs are very, very promising, and I'm sitting here pretty happy.
Yeah,
pretty happy.
You are appreciating the forwards work. Tupou Vaa'i, for you, has stood out in the first 2 weeks.
He's been immense, yep. And for me, looking at it, obviously some experience in the second row moving on last season, and I think it's a big year for Tupou to step up, and just watching the footage as well, the footwork, the go forward, the work rate, and especially around line-out time as well, his core roles, you know, making sure that he's a presence and dominating in that area. And I think as the season goes on, we're just going to see him take forward steps and that momentum to just strive for that next level.
Another person that's been super impressive is the captain, Luke Jacobson. I mean, you're down there with Chiefs Manawa, Charles, so you get to train alongside these guys and see what they're doing as well, don't you?
Yeah, I see these guys in the gym and around, you know, and with Luke, for him, it's all about keeping his body and his head healthy so that he can play the full season. But I see the work he does off the field when no one else is around in the gym. He's doing hours of prehab to make sure he gets all of that right. And it just adds to what this Chiefs team is doing so well. I love their attack at the moment. They're just all coming forward, all in motion. Everyone's an option. And people like Tupou Vaa'i, they've just absolutely finessed their skills with being able to, you know, go straight at the defence to hold them and then pull that behind ball. It's just, you can see the work that Clayton's been doing with them in pre-season is just really paying off, and we're just going to see it keep growing as the season continues.
Does Switzerland have a neutral opinion?
Oh, no, I just, like, in rugby, we measure how fast people are, we measure how athletic they are, we measure their bench press, we measure this, we measure that. What we don't measure is how tough people are, and Luke Jacobson, he's a 9.95 out of 10, you know, so but he just keeps going and going. One of the hits he put on today, jeepers.
It's remarkable how much he's grown since he first came into Super Rugby as this young, gangly kid from Taranaki, isn't it? We're going to head across back to Melbourne, Super Round in Melbourne, because it is a very special evening for the Barrett family, for Geordie Barrett, the newest Hurricane Centurion, and for his mum and dad, Robin and Kevin.
Just a little Q&A here, Geordie. I get you to come in nice and close. Congratulations, a fantastic achievement. Just tell us, what does this milestone, 100 games for the Hurricanes, mean to you?
Yeah, firstly, just like to acknowledge the Reds outstanding tonight, and we knew the formidable outfit that you guys are, and we prepared accordingly this week. So congratulations on tonight, and to Geordie Bataille, I hope you recover well, mate. Yeah, I mean, it's a special milestone, a club that means so much to myself and my family, and I'm not sure who wrote that script tonight, but I'm incredibly proud of the boys that dug deep and got us over the line. So, yeah, very special.
On that note, your teammates dug deep for you so that you can celebrate in style. Do you owe them something tonight? Is it your shout at the bar?
Yeah, I mean, it probably has to be. There might be something in their locker when we get back to training tomorrow. But, yeah, incredibly proud of the group, and, yeah, I'm glad the boys got us home.
And just lastly, I'll hand over to you in a second to say thank you to the people that have helped you get here. But as mentioned, now one of 3 brothers to play 100 Super Rugby games, each of you playing 100. First time that's happened for 3 brothers. Could you have imagined that one day you'd be achieving this all those years ago when you were running around together playing all manner of sports on the farm?
Yeah, I'm incredibly grateful to have the backing of mum, dad and the family, and getting brought up on the coast, and getting taught valuable lessons and when we're growing up, and they've stayed strong throughout our career, and I always idolise my older brothers, and they've paved the way for me, and yeah, it's great to follow in their footsteps. And all I wanted to do when I was a kid was play for the Hurricanes and get one game, and to play 100, yeah, it's incredibly special. So it's a club that means a lot to me.
No doubt. You've got a few family and friends and ones close to you you'd like to thank for their influence in getting you here. So over to you, mate.
Yeah, firstly, just acknowledge mum and dad for travelling over countless times, near and far, and called on grandparents and family friends to help along the way, and other family here too, which is pretty special. So, yeah, thanks to also the coaches and everyone else that isn't here from the Hurricanes in the past that have contributed to my career, and I won't be able to name you all, but I especially thank you for your influence and guidance throughout my career. And thank you to the boys, unbelievable teammates, and thanks very much for getting over the line tonight. And yeah, thank you for everyone who's turned up.
Thank you, Geordie. Well said. And congratulations once again. A fantastic milestone. I think even your old man cracked a smile there, so the family very proud. And the Queensland Reds would also like to acknowledge your achievement. Hunter Paisami's got a little token of appreciation, gratitude, mate. So over to Hunter.
Oh, that was a very classy speech from Geordie Barrett, and what was a special moment, of course, recognising Jordan Petaia, hoping that he gets better soon. That wasn't the script that he wanted to write, Batesy.
Me and Cruds have got a saying that we quite like everything happens for a reason. Right now, we don't know what that reason is, but I'm sure it'll come clearer in 2 to 10 weeks.
What about the jersey his old man's rocking? How old is that thing?
Well, he cracked a smile, so he's definitely happy to be there. How proud are those parents, though? 3 sons, 3 Super Rugby Centurions, 3 All Blacks.
It's remarkable, isn't it? And you think about the amount of time that it has taken Geordie Barrett to do this. He only came into Super Rugby with the Hurricanes in 2017. He's played all positions in the backs for the Hurricanes as well, hasn't he? And he's finally made that transition to the midfield seamlessly.
Oh, it's actually incredible, and he plays so tough as well. I think that's what you notice about Geordie, is he doesn't shirk away from any of the tough stuff. He's a big man. He enjoys mixing it up, and that's the way he's played. But to play that way consistently and get to 100 games so quickly as well without many injuries, it speaks volumes of the toughness, but also the way he prepares and goes about his work.
Especially the way he throws himself around. You're right. Very, very few injuries, and he wants to play as much as possible. That's the kind of guy he is, isn't he? Right, there's been so much rugby on the weekend. In case you've missed anything, we've got you covered.
For the Blues, number 8, appealing for the try and has scored. And Satutu gets a second in Melbourne. Couple of players to work with. Satutu looking for another. He's got it. What a performance from the Blues, number 8. For the first time, Moana Pacifica takes victory over the Fijian against the defending champions, the Waratahs. Drop the she comes. Portia Woodman-Wycliffe, a true legend of Blackburns rugby, 7s or 15s, but this to celebrate her 50th all-time event in all competitions for the Blackburns.
Felix Hotham sends it for Woodman-Wycliffe, who has got the bit between the teeth. Portia Woodman-Wycliffe, and here's the try that makes her the all-time point scorer in women's sevens history. An 18-year-old debutante to a senior stateswoman of the game. Tyler King surpasses the great Ghislaine Landry, 1,361 points in women's sevens.
I can't repeat what Stephen Bates just said. Holy something is what he just said, which is seriously remarkable from these two women. We've got to stop for a moment and appreciate this. Firstly, one of the greatest of all time to pick up the ball, Portia Woodman, a decade of service, and she's just notched up 50 tournaments.
Yeah, Portia Woodman. When you think
Wycliffe.
of women,
Portia
Woodman-Wycliffe. Sorry. She feels like she's been around for a while, and what I love, she burst onto the scene. She made a real name for women's rugby in the country and worldwide. People who never watched or heard of women's rugby knew her name. She's had a career, it hasn't always been smooth sailing. She's had a lot of injuries, and she's had to really fight through those. She's probably had a little lull for a few years there, but this year she's just come out and she's playing some of her best sevens again. And it's outstanding to see. And for her to give Tyler that pass so that Tyler, could rack up the top point score overall, just shows her class and shows what a team player she is. Yeah, outstanding.
They're all getting married, just like you, Charles, and now we have to mix the last names up as well. Woodman-Wycliffe, I'm sorry, passing to Tyler King, who was Tyler Nathan Wong for so long. 1,361 points and still going.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
That's what you said.
I don't want... Yeah, that's what I said. I don't want to quote wrong, but I'm pretty sure she's out of the mighty Newland Stags Rugby League Club. Yeah. That's where she originated from. So a lot of good people come from there, so there's no real surprises.
So you're claiming her, Bates?
Yeah, of course we are. She probably only played one game, but we'll claim her.
Yeah. Phenomenal achievement, though, isn't it, for both women?
It is, for both women. And I think what it really exemplifies is the dedication to their craft.
Yeah.
Ultimately, Portia Woodman, 10 years... Woodman-Wycliffe, and then now Tyler King, obviously, and becoming the highest point scorer in sevens history, not only for New Zealand, but worldwide, is immense, and they should be celebrated, and rightly so they are.
We're going to move on for just a moment to some of the other Super Rugby across the weekend. We're going to head to your favourite team, Batesy, to the Crusaders, the team that everyone absolutely adores. 10 current or former All Blacks were in the 23 in Melbourne. You've seen it on what you may have missed. Shock loss to the Waratahs. They are now 0-2 to start the season. Where do you think they're at? Where are they sitting right? And I know it's early days, but where are they sitting this side?
Well, obviously not very happy, but in saying that, I don't think they need to hit the absolute panic button. We know that you only got to get in the top 8 to make the final series, And what you've also got to realise is they have lost a lot of player power, which a lot of teams have, but they've also lost a lot of coach power, like an unbelievable amount of coach power. The one thing that's probably a little bit concerning for them at the moment is you look at the game on the weekend, I think they had a charge down try, an intercept try, and a ruck turnover try, which are all, the other team didn't have to do much for that, which is very un-Crusader-like. And that's probably the issue at the moment. They get rid of one of those or two of those, which never really happen. The game's a different story. So they're not sitting pretty at the moment, but I don't think there's huge alarm for, too much alarm, but they'd want to put a win on the board pretty quickly.
Yeah, how much do you read into early Super Rugby form? We know that the Crusaders are typically slow starters, but this is a side that just does not make excuses, do they, for mistakes and discipline?
No, not at all. But I agree with Batesy. There's no need for panic stations. When I watch this team play at the moment, they're trying a lot of things. They're trying new kind of style of play. I think sometimes they just need to go back to basics, especially the injuries they've had in really key positions as well. They've got a really young 9 and 10 in there at the moment. They've got good players around them, but perhaps, just peeling the game back to basics and do the basic things well, which the Crusaders have always done, will cut out all those silly silly mistakes and penalties and stop the other team's scores from rolling.
A young 9 and 10 Chelsea, who you've had a bit to do with.
They still call me Miss. Yeah, I taught Noah Hotham and Taha Kimura at Boys High, just great kids they were, and I still call them kids because they are so young and they've played together right through high school. It's a huge step up though, isn't it, for Super Rugby, and I have no doubt these two are the future of the game. They're going to be incredible players. But they do need the support around them at the moment.
Just in the last week alone, they've lost to Mighty Williams, probably for a significant amount of time. They lost Rivers Reihana, who was their second choice first 5 as well. Can they keep surviving more injuries?
Oh, you just hope that, I guess, the injury toll starts to turn, you know, and in all honesty, I think everyone knows that the Crusaders they've been the benchmark for the last few years, and the systems and the structure and the qualities are still there. And I agree, it's only been a couple of weeks, so I don't think you need to hit the panic stations because there's so much quality within that organisation that I know they'll get it right. And in all honesty, they head to Fiji, and when you're on tour as well, as we all know, it does bring you closer together as well. You know, it's just you that you have to search for the answers for within the inner circle, and I think they'll go away. And it's not going to be an easy game against the Drua in Fiji, but I think you'll see a completely different side next week.
Yeah, very, very difficult conditions to go and play in Fiji, we know that. But there have been some bright spots for you, Chelsea. Sevu Rees has stood out. Jamie Hanna's been another one for you, Batesy.
Yeah, it's how good is it to see Sevu back, and, you know, coming back from a long-term injury, sometimes you don't hit form straight away, but this guy's already knocking on the door for another starting All Blacks jersey, and that's going to be a massive headache already for the new All Black coaching staff.
The right wing is at the moment in New Zealand.
I know. Oh, how lucky are we, right? But just to see him back doing what he does best, he's one of the best finishers that we've had, so great to see him back, and, you know, just hoping he goes the whole season.
Let's talk about Moana Pacifica then. It is their 3rd season and we're starting to see huge improvements just in these first 2 games of the season. That is a massive win for Moana Pacifica, beating the Drua for the first time on neutral territory in Melbourne, and a big win for Tana Umanga.
Yeah, and his coaching staff too.
Yeah.
I think they've got a...
Well, you've coached with most of them.
Yeah, well, I think they've got a real settled coaching staff. You look at like TC, Tom Coventry there, who's been a Super Rugby coach for ages. You know, there's real experience. Stephen Jones, who's an international coach as well. So they've probably got a pretty good flavour. TC backs up as the Samoan coach as well, so he knows a lot of these guys. They've got plenty of experience, and what they sort of do have, even though Albany, which is an interesting place for them to be, they've got a home base where they're all there and they're all together. And I know Tana has worked on this squad for a long time and just ticking away in the background. And, you know, at the moment, they're going pretty well. What
was Tana like as a player, and what was he like as a coach? Is he the sort of no BS kind of person?
He's quite quiet.
He's quiet.
He's not a yeller, he's not a screamer or anything like that, you know. But he holds that, and it's a word that's thrown around a lot, but everyone knows who Tana is. Yeah. So he holds that sort of prestige, that sort of mana. So when he speaks, people listen. He can open doors that the average person probably can't, you know, and that helps them build that community, that helps them build that team and say, hey, come be a part of this.
Do you think, I mean, we're seeing the potential being realised now? I know, again, it's only very early on in the season, but they came close to the Highlanders last week. They've picked up a win in just their second game. We were there for their first ever win. It seems like a long time between drinks, Charles.
Yeah, it does, but the game just gone, it wasn't just a standard win. They won with a red card and a yellow card, and they still managed to bind together and you know, get the dub. And I think, you know, this squad, a lot of these boys have been together for a while now. So, you know, they're starting to learn how each other plays. They're probably getting in a much better off-season because they know the demands of the game. Some of these boys played at the World Cup as well. And then you bring in a great All Black into the mix, and just having him in there. I know one person doesn't change the game, but one person in a team like this that can go in and he'll have super high standards, and he'll expect a lot out of these boys. So having Julian Savia in the team as well, I think, you know, the boys are going to learn so much off him as well.
Yeah, Julian, someone that you've played with and been coached by Tom Coventry as well. Yeah,
absolutely. And you even see the impact Jules had on the game last weekend down in Dunedin. He was immense. And what I was really impressed was it was for the full 80 minutes. He was hungry. He wanted the ball. He wanted to galvanise the group and say, look, follow me, boys. And that's, I guess, the type of players that you need in a squad. And then also, having the likes of Tom Coventry assisting Tana in these moments. They're not just here to make up numbers this year. They have made a massive shift and they want to compete for everything. And even the unity within the squad, you can see it.
Could you say the same about the Highlanders then? Have they now turned a corner? Are we starting to see their potential released? I know that they didn't beat the Blues, but is it close? It's been 17 straight games since they've beaten a New Zealand opposition. Can you see it happening this year?
I really can, based on the first couple of weeks. And that's, again, just based on effort. A lot of it's around just the effort plays and the camaraderie, the connection that you can actually see on the field. And then they've got some star power all across the park as well. There he is.
That guy.
That guy I was going to highlight. I think he's had an outstanding start to the season for Lau Whakatawa. Obviously, even himself coming off a pretty serious injury and wanting to obviously be in higher honours, but he knows he's got to do it at Super Rugby level first, and he's really shown it in the first couple of weeks.
Form 9 in the competition right now for Lau Whakatawa, is he?
Yep, I think so. And I mean, he's been under Aaron Smith's wing for a long time now, and I take my hat off to him because he could have gone to another franchise and probably got more game time and more starts. He chose to stay under the guidance of the best 9, that one of the best 9s to ever do it. And now he just gets to unleash. He knows he's the starting 9, getting lots of game time, and he's playing with confidence. And that combination, that very unlikely combination between Folau Whakatawa and Reece Patchell just seems to be working in these first couple of weeks. And I'm excited to see how they complement each other moving forward in the season.
They obviously saw something, the Highlanders. They saw something in the Blues' short side defence.
Yeah.
I don't know what they saw, but they caught them out twice in that first half, So they saw something there and they were able to execute on it. So isn't that a shown of a bit of unity from the team? This is what we see, this is what we're going to do, and then this is how we execute it, and they execute it. So well done to them.
I think another stat quickly, Kirst, with the Highlanders is they've had to make almost double the amount of tackles in the last 2 weeks compared to their opposition, and they are over 90% success rate, I think. So defence is a big
93.
part of it. 93, is it? There you go.
Stats team.
Stats, yes. That is attitude personified right there, and that's where you can see the unity within the group.
Let's just go around the table. Who do the Highlanders beat the Kiwi Drought against?
Cruds, who was it, mate?
Tell us. Come on, Switzerland.
The Canes.
Is it the Hurricanes, is it? Who is it? Who did they break their drought against?
The Blues.
Ooh.
Well, I'm not going to say the Chiefs, am I?
I feel like the last one they won might have been against the Chiefs, was it? Can we get the stat on that? But
I thought you'd have it, judging by your defence stats.
I'm gonna go the Crusaders probably.
You're going to go the Crusaders?
The Battle of the South. I think they'll get up for that one and potentially tip them up.
And just quickly before we move on, because you mentioned the Blues, and we've got to give the Blues a bit of credit for their first 2 weeks as well. Zahn Sullivan.
Yeah.
In absolutely everything, now that he's getting more game time, isn't he?
Yeah, I've been so impressed by him the start of the season. I think, obviously Beauden Barrett's not there anymore, so he's not kind of just waiting for, scraps of game time and behind him. He knows he is the form 15 in the team, and I think that's giving him confidence. But this guy, what can't he do? Like that hit on Timothy Tavatavanawai, he was running full steam ahead, and Zahn Sullivan, I thought his shoulder should have popped out after that. He hit him so hard. It was so impressive. But not only that, there's his left boot. He directs the team around the field well, and he's looking very confident and very comfortable in that 15 jersey.
He's a big body and he's not afraid to throw himself around, and that's what I really like too. What I also like is the balance he brings to the back 3. Obviously, Mark Talia, he has the licence to roam. You can see Caleb's doing the same this year. He's working hard off his wing. And I think Zahn just brings a level of balance and, that sort of stable head to that back 3, which you need in crunch games and crunch moments.
Got to give the Blues some love, eh? Otherwise, JK would probably not come back on the show again if we didn't at least mention them. Righto, here is a Blues-based trivia question for you. Now, you 3 can relax, because it's not for you this time around. Don't worry, Switzerland, Batesy. So the question for you at home, it is on your screen right there. Which 3 Blues forwards have scored a hat-trick? 3 forwards, that's what we're looking for. Who is it? Let us know or have a think about it, and we'll bring you the answer very, very shortly. Ooh.
more games, more passion, more skill and more excitement awaits as we kick off a revamped Super Rugby Aupiki competition in 2024. You asked for more and you certainly got it.
Nice pop ball. Say, swerving, what a try! Here's an option, Tui. See space and accelerate through me, Tui! She's away! Bonus point win over the Hurricanes power, 46-24.
Sides bucket shifts. The man with a ball out the back, and it's going to be a first try. McGovern, Grace Brenner! There it is! It's a try! Down the left edge, they just got to keep their head. Oh, what a shot, yeah. Absolute stunning performance to win by 24 points to 17.
Super Rugby Aupiki is back and the breakdown is back as well. Great to have you joining us. We're going to get into the women's game very shortly, but first, who knows the answer to that one? So the trivia question that we asked you just before the break, which 3 Blues forwards have scored a hat-trick in a match? Do you think you know, Batesy?
No, absolutely no.
What, no idea? You can't name one?
Hoskins one.
Yeah, Hoskins.
Hoskins one. Hoskins a tutu. Who else?
Zinzan Brook and I don't know.
I said I wasn't going to put you on the spot, but any other ideas?
I would have said James Parsons.
Or Kevin Mialamu, maybe?
Here is the answer for you. There they are.
Oh, good.
Mark Carter, 1998. Curdy Eklund in 2022.
Nice.
And then Buff de Powerade afterwards. Remember that famous moment? And Hoskins Satutu. Here they go. How do you not remember this, Batesy?
It's a good suburbs man, Mark Carter. Should have known that.
He'll be disappointed that you didn't mention his name.
I know.
And of course, Hoskins Satutu on the weekend, a hat-trick, 5 tries in the last 2 games. So that is your trivia question and answer for this week. We hope you're enjoying this segment, but let's get straight into it. Super Rugby Aupiki has a new format this year. But Charles, you are back from maternity leave. Let's talk about that first. First proper game on the weekend. How are you feeling and how was it this time as a mum?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm pretty stoked to have got through, a good 60 minutes. My lungs weren't too bad, body's a little bit sore today, but yeah, coming back as a mum, just a whole different scope of the game. Like beforehand, you'd feel pressure when you made a mistake and you'd get down on yourself. But man, when I just looked up and saw my little baby in the crowd after I got bumped off once on the game, still hurts a little bit, but seeing her in the crowd, like she doesn't care what I'm doing, she's happy to be there. So yeah, a whole different perspective of the game and just really proud to be running back out there with my Chiefs Manawa girls, get a good win against the Paua and set up for hopefully a good season. Yeah, both the men and women are title favourites coming into this competition. Yeah, well, I feel like we kind of were last year as well. We both come up short in the final, so hopefully looking to rewrite the script this year, yeah. Now let's talk about this expanded competition. It is so great to see you back out there and you get more game time this year. All the teams do. So still 4 teams, but there is double rounds, Batesy. How important is this for the women's game?
Well, it means that it's just not a sprint, you know what I mean? You can actually, like you play a couple of games and then you're sort of done almost before it started, so it becomes a sprint. Gives them a little bit more, obviously a little bit more games, but then also the amount of games at a higher level because they go from this back to club rugby, and club rugby around the country can be a little bit hit and miss. So therefore, if we want our Black Ferns competing on the world stage, the more often they can play at a high level, the better for them. And this is what the expanded competition does for that.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. You want your top quality players playing against other top quality and bringing the level and the standard of rugby up, right? And as we all know, it's great that there's 2 rounds now for the girls to go against each other. And along with that, Batesy, I think the home and away, because you played at home last night, Chelsea, in front of your fans, your whānau, that brings another element to it as well. And I think that's what we want to see, and we want to just see keep seeing some great rugby like we had yesterday.
You had an awesome crowd down in the Waikato region, and we want to encourage you to get out and to go to these women's matches. But I just wanted to mention the match down in Invercargill, taking games to the region. 3 of Matatu's stars hailed from Invercargill. That's a wonderful initiative from Super Rugby Aupiki, and probably something that needs to be done more in both competitions.
Yeah, look, I think that's awesome. Like Amy Rule, she's a proud Southland girl, and she's never got to play at home in front of, like, she's
front page of the paper.
World famous where she's from, down in Riverton, I think it is. So, you know, for players like that and the reception that they got at the airport, and then the amount of support they had at the game, it's pretty epic for those girls to finally be able to experience that and play in front of a home crowd. And they had a good amount of people turn out to support them. And, you know, even for the Blues girls, it's a bit further for them to go, but a lot of those girls have never been down to Invercargill. So all of a sudden it gives them, you know, a bit more travel experience around the country, and it's just a really good feel about it in the competition.
Oh, I absolutely loved seeing that on the weekend. Now we're going to stay down in Invercargill because there was a super impressive moment, one of the most impressive moments of the weekend, and she's another one who's been married, Niall Williams-Guthrie, with this absolute beaut of a try saver. Check this out. Batesy, did you ever do any of these in your time?
No, I didn't, but like, and you look at this too, that's just on effort. That's all that is, that's effort. You know, a little bit of skill in there. I'm going to say she tried to punch the ball out, but things like that, you look at the final score of the game, it's got a massive impact in the game, and people forget that because that happened in the first half. But don't forget, the score was only 7 points difference in the end, you know, so small things matter.
Hugely important moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think, you know, Martha Matali, she's a great player, and she was fantastic in that game, and I think she'll be watching that, and I think she'll definitely transfer that ball to the other side next time as a winger to finish that. But it's cool for Niall to come back into the 15s game. She hasn't had a lot of experience there, but what she will bring into that Blues group is, you know, her cool head, her experience under pressure, which they lack a little bit of in the forward pack. So although, you know, she'll still be learning her proper lines to run and a lot about the game and how to manage the game, it's the off-field stuff that's going to be huge for that Blues team and for their quite young pack. So it's great to have her in this Aupiki tournament.
Aaron, were you ever involved in any try-saving moments?
I'm trying to think, maybe in under sevens, but not in a professional game. Under sevens when I was still the same size as everyone else.
Definitely, they're all thereabouts. You may not have been making the tackles, but you'll remember this. Jerome Kano, back in 2011. Where are you?
There I am. I think I got, I'm sort of, oh no, Jerome's got him.
Oh, you didn't help that one?
I think you put a little pinky finger on there or something.
Yeah, I think
there you go.
Tackle assist right there, is it? But I remember that. That was just one of those moments where it almost went into slow motion, the strength that Jerome showed there, and they were semi-final too of the World Cup. Oh, huge.
Digby's a strong man. Like he at that stage of his career was ploughing people out the way, you know.
Jerome, such a beast, such a beast. We're going to mention some of the other greatest try savers of all time. Maybe you've got your own ideas, but you've been watching the latest Six Nations documentary, and one stood out from last year's event with the world's best player.
Yeah, it's a great series if you haven't watched it, the Six Nations on Netflix. But Antoine Dupont, now in the sevens game, but the strength of this guy, watch him here, just to absolutely manhandle a winger of that size on his own. There's some incredible shit. I'd love to see this guy's numbers in the gym, but again, it's the mindset, right? Yeah. He wanted to stop that try. He needed to stop that try. Just unreal stuff from Antoine. Yep.
The attitude again. Well, we've been mentioning the Barretts enough, so let's bring back a great Beauden Barrett moment. Who had the wheels to catch Willie le Roux?
I honestly remember this too, because I feel like Marshy was saying Willie le Roux was gone in commentary. I think he was saying he's gone. Then all of a sudden...
He was probably screaming, "Go Bodie!"
Yeah, that's what he should have been screaming. But yeah, that was obviously, you know, Bodie has express pace, and he used every bit of it there to, again, put his body on the line and save 5 points.
Nothing more important than a Rugby World Cup quarter-final. Remember, in France last year, Batesy, Geordie Barrett.
This is unbelievable because these never get stopped. They really don't. Like, you remember they're going for a maul, so they're yay high off the ground. To be able to get underneath them and hold them up is not only an unbelievable feat, it's also an unbelievable show of strength. So that's very, very hard to do. So, and a pivotal moment again.
Yeah. A massive moment. Strength from a guy that was told initially too small to be in the number 12 jersey. Well, he proved everyone wrong in that moment, didn't he? And there's one other, and he's not here tonight, so that means we can rip him out. So here it is. This doesn't need any explanation, does it? Who wants to go?
I'm flying my Switzerland flag over here still, so I'll leave it alone.
Well, I will say, not a great finish by Goldie, but...
One of the greatest try savers of all time.
Yeah, one of the greatest right foot steps to beat 3 other players before he even got to that point was pretty impressive as well, so...
And you're so neutral here as well,
look, Goldie was one of my favourite players when I was a kid.
Seat.
Yeah, oh, am I?
Yeah.
Oh, keeping it warm. There you go. But yeah, I remember that as well. And yeah, honestly, I thought it was a try all day of the week, but his ability to beat the 3 before that often goes unnoticed. But yeah, I guess Georgie Gregan won on that day.
He did. Some great moments there, though, reminiscing. Jeff Wilson was, of course, one of the All Black game changers, and we're going to talk about players that have changed the game for the All Blacks right after this.
Throws it up to Dane Coles, and the hooker is under the post.
Dane Coles exploded onto the ball.
Zimzendrup, he's trying a drop kick from a million miles out. What a goal!
There he is again, offloading, finding Nonu. Oh, that was brilliant from Sonny Bill Williams. This could be another extraordinary try. Christian Cullen, the hero of the hour.
And Dan Carter kick and chase, and Carter scores. What a beauty!
Wow!
He's got the bounce. He's handed it off his opposite. Lamu.
Richie McCaw storming up to the 22. McCaw!
No mai, hoki mai, welcome back to The Breakdown. Well, last year we did a series about the greats, the greatest of all time. And this year here on Sky Sport, we're doing a series on the players that revolutionised the game and players that revolutionised their positions. Yes, we're talking about the game changers. So great to have these 3 on to be able to discuss it as well. We'll start off with you, Aaron, because you've probably picked someone interesting for your playing position.
I have, yeah. I challenged myself. I thought it would be easy to probably go with a back, but I ended up going with a forward. And for me, a game changer has to be Dane Coles, the claw. I think for me, just rewriting the script on, I guess, what hookers need to be able to do on a rugby field now. His ability out in the wide channel with his speed, his skill set, also his work rate, and everyone knows his niggle, the niggle that he brought along with it too. It was unmatched, and yeah, for me, he has revolutionised the game on the way the game is played from a number 2.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I do, but not only that, and I suppose it's a lot of hookers have had this, but of his competitiveness or his competitive edge that he brought, and that goes down to the niggle a little bit. Like he didn't niggle people because he didn't like them. He niggled people because he wanted to beat them, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, he's just trying to get a competitive advantage over his opposition. That's awesome.
Remember Cody Taylor and him
Yeah,
last year
I do,
when the Hurricanes played the Crusaders, the All
Yeah.
Blacks teammates that had to come together 3 weeks later? You can't forget those moments, Charles.
No, he's when we're thinking of game changers, he definitely came to my mind as well, because, you know, now when you pick a hooker, you're pretty much picking an extra loosey who can throw the ball into the line out. And Dane Coles was the first kind of guy in New Zealand to do that, and he's challenged the mould. So definitely a game changer, and, you know, seeing him push all the way through to World Cup last year, he's been in the game a long time, and he's going to leave a long-lasting legacy in that number 2 jersey.
Well, Charles, you've picked a couple of game changers, so give us your first one first.
My first one, look, I thought of Jonah Lomu came to my mind, I'll be honest, and the reason was he's a big, powerful winger. But then I thought there was a big, powerful winger before Jonah come along, and that's John Kirwan, Sir John Kirwan. The first winger in the All Blacks, you know, before he came along, they were all skinny, fast guys. You wouldn't see wingers bumping people off. And then, you know, John Kirwan came along, and he changed what a winger could be like. He's big, he's powerful, skillful as well, and fast. But not only the on-field stuff for me with JK, it's what he's done off the field. Since finishing playing, and that's the stuff around mental health. First All Black to really step up and talk about that off off the field. So that's been really inspiring for me as well.
Your second one is a woman that we've already spoken about today. JK has said before that she is the best winger ever seen. Brian Habana has also stepped up and recognised what she's done across the game of rugby too.
Yeah, and I'd agree with both those comments. I mean, like I said before, when you think of women's rugby, Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe is the first name that comes to light. She's been around for a long time, and I don't think there's going to be another one like her. Just her pure power, her speed, just her ability to back up tournament after tournament, 50 tournaments now, try after try. And not only that, her ability to switch from the 7s to the 15s game, be the starting winger in both and be, you know, player of the tournament. Just, if I had to play against her as an opposition, I would be absolutely shaking in my boots, still to this day.
I love it. Batesy, for you, Cruden went forward, so you're going to go back?
Yeah, okay, I have to make it up right now, though, but we probably won't have footage. But
someone that played like a back.
Yeah, exactly. And otherwise, and to be fair, it's the same as Erin has said. It's the same sort of reason. I went for Zinzan Brook, and I remember the footage that they're going to show there. I wasn't even playing rugby at this stage of my life, but just what he did as a number 8. Before that, they're all sort of tough and smash and really blokey men. But he came in and he developed a skill set that had never been seen in number 8. Like, you've never seen the number 8 do stuff like that. And then you look on the flow-on effects of that as well. You look at guys like Kieran Reid who have had to have that skill set. So for me, him, I didn't realise you could get 2, but I'll just put a sneaky little thing in there, just a jab in there, and I'll just put it. He's no longer with us.
Yes.
But Jerry Collins changed the game a little bit. How many times have you heard people say, "Oh, we need a number 6 like Jerry Collins"? So he did change the game a little bit too.
Very nice, very nice. So you probably want a second one as well, but you have to come on a second show if you want to get another go. Righto, Moana Pacifica are playing in Hamilton this weekend coming. That'll be their home ground this weekend. Don't forget, we've got this incredible ticket giveaway. We're working with Moana Pacifica. So FMG Stadium Waikato on Friday night against the Rebels, and adult tickets are from $20. So it's a really, really good price. Scan that QR code to get yourself tickets and to get along. But I want to get a couple of quick predictions on Super Rugby first before we're going to do something special. Women's game, Blues woman, Chiefs woman.
Oh, the Blues will win easy, won't they?
You're asking me? Where are you two going? So you go Blues?
Oh, home game at the Ringer, 2 o'clock.
Pakuranga.
2:05 kick-off.
Pakuranga on Saturday. Where are you
The
going?
girls travel well, go the Chiefs.
Chiefs Manawa, Blues woman for you. We know where you're going.
We're travelling
girls.
40 minutes up the road.
It's pretty much a home game. Get down to Pakuranga if you're in Auckland and watch that one. For the men, Hurricanes Blues in Wellington, potentially a Geordie Barrett-less Blues, and you'd imagine that they'll bring back Rico Ioane and Finlay Christie, who have been rested after round 2. Who wins that?
I'd have to go Blues. Blues this weekend.
Blues for you?
Yeah.
Make it 2.
Oh, I'll go the opposite then, and I'll go the Hurricanes.
The Hurricanes.
Yeah. I think first home game, and after obviously a bit of emotion and everything tonight, I think they'll go home and want to put on a good performance.
Be a great start to the season if they can go 3-0, 2 from 2 in Australia, and then come back home. They would be very, very impressed with that performance. Righto, well, Sky is your home for the Olympics coverage. We'll have you completely covered across multiple channels when July rolls around. France, remember, it is being based in Paris, and it is going to be an unbelievable Olympics. So we want to know what your favourite Olympic moments are. Charles, what is yours?
Oh, look, there's been plenty, but I just cannot go past our women's sevens winning gold in 2020 in Tokyo, 2021. And for me, I picked this moment because I know what the team went through in 2016 when they come up and they got silver. They went through so much emotion then, and then to see them stick together. It was a very emotional moment because I know those girls well. And you saw Portia again there, someone who's given so much to the game. They thoroughly deserved that, and I think our whole country is just so proud.
Right, so you're giving a thumbs up, but your guy used to give her this.
Yeah. I'll be short and sweet. Well, this guy here, there's something special about someone that can run fast.
Yeah.
And he did the double 3 times, So for me, it's just awesome people that can run fast. I really enjoy it. It's the simplest form of sport and still one of the best.
So fast. So unbelievably fast. For you, Aaron?
Going from running fast to swimming fast.
Yes.
I think my very first probably moment of the Olympic Games was Daniel Loader in '96, doing the double and winning 2 gold medals. And that for me, I think really brought me into the light of the Olympics and what it means. And seeing him standing on top of the podium there was pretty cool and very special.
Were you a swimmer after that? Did you get in the pool and try and be a fish?
These feet aren't big enough to be flippers, so no, unfortunately not.
Hey, it's been absolutely brilliant having you three on the program. Thank you for sharing so many moments, so many stories, and so much insight with us on the breakdown. Who knows? Maybe the other guys won't make it back next week. But the New Zealand Olympic Committee, they have produced a song that features a couple of our incredible Olympic athletes, Elisa Andrews and Max Brown. It's called Ain't Just Dreaming. Here is a preview for you, and we'll see you next week.